All right. What are we doing now?
Well, we're going to be doing some more rust repair. So as you guys saw, we did the rear fenders in the last video, last two videos. Now we're moving on in to do the floor pan, and while we're at it, we're going to replace a cab mount. So let's get started. So somebody put a patch on top of the original floor pan. I can't actually see the spot welds because they're not on this top panel. So I have to kind of dig through layers until I get it all cut out. But I want to save the underneath. Look at this. Motion nest.
Oh, nice.
That'll drop down in once we cut this. See, this is beyond what we need. Yeah, I'll have to cut it in order to drop it down into place, but we'll do that next, and then it'll fit right in there. If I cut it across this bend, we should be pretty close. Like that'll take us up to that seam that's there. So yeah, just keep cutting away at it until we get down to that area. Okay, so we're in here, we're doing the floor pan, and sure enough, the more you dig, the more you find. What we realized was we needed to do the cab mount to try to find one within Canada, because it costs a lot of money to ship up here. So we did find one on eBay out of Ontario. It is for this year, but it's for a wide variety apparently. And so what that means is it's actually got more metal than we need. This is the old one. Need to cut it in half, kind of cut it out of there. As you can see, it's got holes, it's pretty bad shape. But what this does allow me to do is give me the width footprint that I need to set it on this one. And you can see how much extra metal I've got. So just draw a straight line down here, keep fitting it as we go, and then somewhere along the back here, because this ends where this one continues. I think it's because this is for other applications like Broncos and so on, right? So it would be designed to do multiple applications, but it is stamped exactly the same where it counts, all underneath. We already dry fitted it, it does line up. So we have the right one, we just need to trim it down. So that's what we're going to be doing next. I laid the old one on and used tape to trace it out. So I'm going to cut on the inside of this tape, and then that will leave the right amount. So that looks like the old one now. I still have to drill a hole in the side to accept the emergency brake cable, but for now, we'll put it under here, test fit it. that's tight. If that's tacked along top there, we can tack it where it's tight and then move down and hit some more, pull it in, tack it more. And then this here we can bend and manipulate to the floor pan. Here it's already set back nicely. Actually, this is the whole way it looks like. This just needs to, as long as that's back as far as we'll go. Nice and tight to the body. And we should be able to just come in here and tack this up. Before we put the floor pan in, I had to get Justin to fix this lip over here. So he welded a nice piece in, ground it off. So that's all nice and solid now. And we also needed to replace the cab mount. So now it's all installed. It's welded across the top. And these two flanges down the sides will be cleaned up and prepped to be spot welded to the floor pan. So the floor pan itself, we've got it roughly cut to fit, but it still needs some more trimming. And the idea is just trim a little bit at a time so you don't go too far, and then you have to add more material. So we just keep trimming little shaving little pieces off like that, you know, at a time, like 1/4 inch, so we get it to fit. So here's where we are so far with it. We have it pretty much down to, got this notched out here for the emergency brake cable. So that's just like a V cut, and that'll go in there. And the top of it will meet up with the original. And if we fit this down in here, it's going to watch the switches and cables. The cable feeds through that spot that I just showed you. All right, there we go. Like that. And then this goes up and meets up with that seam. And down here. So you see I'm still a little tight here, but because of this air angle to this, it flows up and angles back. I can't just like force it down. So we have to literally just keep trimming maybe another 1/8 of an inch and a 1/4 inch, like just till we get this to sit down properly. Once that happens, we'll just use the self-tappers to hit that body mount underneath and draw it right up tight. And then we'll have plug welds drilled out. And when it's up tight, we'll plug weld it and then remove these and then weld over the holes from the screws as well. Plug weld along here, weld it all the way in around the edge and across the firewall. So that's where they're both drilled out now. And so I'll get the welder and I'll plug weld that.
Now that the seam sealer is done, the floor pan is finished. So this is the final before and after. I mean, it's just night and day. Just removing the rot one panel at a time. In the next video, we're going to be patching up the bed floor, getting ready to take it off the frame so we can start working on the cab corners. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Next one will be up very soon. Thanks for watching.